Deep in the vast blue waters of the Pacific Ocean, far from any other land, lies a small island with a great mystery. This is Easter Island, known to its people as Rapa Nui. The island is famous for its giant stone statues, the Moai. These silent figures stand tall, staring across the land with empty eyes, guarding secrets of a lost time. Who built them? Why were they made? And what happened to the people who carved them? This is the story of Easter Island's Moai and their silent message. Long ago, before ships from distant lands arrived, the people of Rapa Nui lived in peace. They were skilled sailors who had traveled across the ocean to find this island. The land was rich with trees, birds, and fish. The people worked together, building villages and living in harmony with nature. But they also had a deep spiritual belief. They honored their ancestors, believing that the spirits of the dead could protect and guide the living. To honor these ancestors, they began carving giant statues from the island's volcanic rock. These were the Moai. Each statue was unique, representing a specific ancestor. The people believed that the spirit of the ancestor lived inside the stone. The Moai were not just art. They were sacred guardians. They were placed on stone platforms called ahu, facing inward toward the villages, watching over the people. Carving a moai was no easy task. The stone was hard, and the statues were huge, some as tall as a 3-story building. Workers used simple tools made of stone to shape the figures. They carved the moai in quarries near the volcano, then transported them across the island. How did they move such heavy statues? Some say they used logs to roll them. Others believe they walked the statues upright, rocking them slowly forward. However they did it, it was a great effort, requiring many people to work together. For many years, the people of Rapa Nui continued this tradition. More and more moai were carved, each one a symbol of pride and respect. But then, something changed. The island's once thick forest began to disappear. Trees were cut down to make way for farming and to help move the moai. Without trees, the land suffered. The soil washed away, and the birds that once lived there flew elsewhere. The people could no longer build boats to fish in deep waters. Food became scarce. In time, the clans of the island began to fight. Some say it was over resources. Others believe it was a struggle for power. The once peaceful people turned against each other. The Moai, symbols of protection, were toppled. Many statues were pulled down, breaking as they hit the ground. The sacred ahu platforms were damaged. The connection to the ancestors was broken. When European explorers arrived in the 18th century, they found an island in ruins. The people were few, struggling to survive. The great moai lay face down in the dirt. The explorers could not understand what had happened. They did not know the story of the island's glory or its fall. But the moai still had a message. Though silent, they spoke of a warning. The people of Rapa Nui had once lived well, but they had taken too much from the land. They had forgotten balance. In their desire to honor the past, they had harmed their future. The fallen statues were a sign of what happens when people do not care for their home. Today, many moai have been restored. They stand again, looking over the island. Visitors come from around the world to see them. Some feel their power, their silent presence. The Moai remind us that even the greatest civilizations must live in harmony with nature. They tell us that respect for the earth is respect for ourselves. The story of Easter Island is not just about the past. It is about us. The choices we make today will shape the world of tomorrow. Will we listen to the silent message of the Moai? Or will we repeat the mistakes of those who came before? The stones do not speak, but their warning is clear. The fate of Rapa Nui is a lesson for all. And so the Moai remain, watching over the island as they once did. Their faces are weathered by time, but their presence is strong. They are the keepers of a forgotten story, a story of greatness and loss. But most of all, they are a reminder that even in silence, the past speaks to those who are willing to listen.